Lazio tonight give debuts to two summer signings, centre-half Francesco Acerbi and midfielder Milan Badelia. Fellow new boys Proto, Correa and Demisi all on the bench. Lulic and Lucas are both suspended. 2 of 5 players who featured on the last day of last season who aren't starting today. Napoli have a familiar look about them. Orestes Karnizis plays in goal after an injury to Alex Meret. He's the only debutant. Milik preferred to Mertens. Well, before the start of the game, we pause to remember those who lost their lives in Genoa on Tuesday at the collapse of the Ponte Morandi. Tribute to those who died in Tuesday's bridge disaster in Genoa. Immaculately observed. The start of another new season, the start of another new era for Napoli. Under Mazzari, Benitez and Sarri, they've been on an upward trajectory. Will Carlo Ancelotti be the man to deliver the first Scudetto for a generation? Some tests for them first up. Lazio, with their own lofty ambitions, eyeing up a major scalp on day one. The 2018-19 season is underway.
I just feel that Lazio have got to improve the home form from last season. One of the worst records of the top teams. To make it a fortress, old cliche. Make it so difficult for the opponent when he comes here.
Yeah, they won less than half of the games. They lost some significant ones here as well. Beaten by Juventus, by Inter, and most heavily by Napoli. Milinkovic-Savic tried to supply the width for Lazio down the left. It's his touch that has squeezed through here for Luis Alberto. Cáceres, an unlikely player, making his way forward inside the penalty area.
That's exactly what they want, a bright start to get the crowd behind them. Get that man involved early in the game. Some goal-scoring record from last season, wasn't it? Immobile, terrific. Intelligent player, really good movement.
41 goals in 47 games, an outstanding return. Alan making his way past Badelia with ease. He saw the run of Insigne ahead of him. Unable to squeeze the ball through. Likewise Immobile, not in a position to receive what Lazio hope was a perceptive pass. From Mario Rui. Both teams just taking a little bit of time to settle here. Luis Alberto.
Even at this level, at this standard of football, you do get nervous. First game of the season, you want to get out there, get on with it. You will make a few mistakes early on. You made a good point earlier saying, is it a good time to play Napoli? Was it a good time, Chievo, to play Juve? Nearly got something out that game. But the best teams come through and make it possible to win a game late on.
Zielinski had made his run forward from midfield. After be dealt with by Luis Felipe and Marasic. Good touch from Immobile. Cáceres invited forward, now Radu. Switch of play for the Montenegrin right wing back Marasic. Cáceres continuing his run forward again. Here's Luis Alberto. It's Marasic that have found some space. In the end, he went the other way and tried to play an elaborate through ball for Immobile, who was offside.
Oh, the build-up was very good. Quick interchange. Number of players in and around the box. Very positive start from Lazio. Just what you want to see.
It's Arkadiusz Milik who's leading the line, given the nod ahead of Dries Mertens, who you saw there on the bench. Ancelotti's first big call as Napoli coach.
Yeah, I think you've seen players who played a lot in the World Cup. I think the teams have been quite good with them, just giving them all that time to recover. Hazard at Chelsea was on the bench today, so maybe not a surprise.
Marasic continuing his run forward. Luis Alberto. Cáceres, another side of goal for him. This time he wins the first corner of the game.
Well, coming up to the 5th minute, and it's one-way traffic at the moment. Very impressive start from Lazio. Crowd can feel it. They can sense something might be happening early in this game.
First test for Karnizes in his Napoli debut. Plenty of whip on the corner, a little bit too much in the end. No save to make.
That still caused a bit of confusion. Whipped him with pace. There's a little bit of movement that near post. If somebody had stayed on that near post, it might have been a different story. It might just have been a chance of a flick to keep that in play.
Alahan losing out to Bedelia. Signed for Lazio after his release from Fiorentina at the end of last season. Forward again from Cáceres. Mobile drifting out to that left flank. When he does so, there's options for him in the middle. Parolo have made his way forward. Back now for Radu. Marasic been getting forward at every opportunity so far. Trying to take on Mario Rui. Happy to make do with another corner. And Lazio continue to impress.
It's all about concentration now for Napoli. Don't switch off. You're under pressure early in this game. I'm sure they expected that.
Alberto short from Marasic. Bedelia.
See, I think that's a total and utter waste. Get a corner, they're under pressure, you take a short one and it breaks down. Just put the ball in the box, put them under more pressure. Ask the questions early on.
Zielinski caught in the midfield. The referee happy for play to go on. And now he will stop it so that the Polish international can receive whatever treatment is necessary.
I don't think there was much of an advantage there, to be quite honest. He allowed it to go, brought it back, and I don't know what they're arguing about. Lazio players. He's late. That's a poor challenge. That's a yellow card challenge. Look how close the referee is as well. Don't care if it's the first 5 minutes. If it deserves a yellow card, which it does, then get your yellow card out. No good arguing the referee. He will not change his mind.
Koulibaly. The Napoli players who was involved at the World Cup, playing all three of Senegal's games. Hamsik. Zielinski. It's Felipe with the foul this time, catching Insigne.
Just clips in from behind there. The referee's got to show his authority early in this game. Already confronted by a number of Lazio players.
Well, he does have a reputation of being one of the more lenient officials, Luca Banti. Tends to keep his cards in his pockets more than some of his counterparts. Here's Koulibaly, now Mario Rui. Nice touch from Insigne. Hamsik. Comfortably claimed by Strakosha.
A little bit of improvisation, as you'd expect from Insigne. Strange to see two Greek goalkeepers on opposite sides, isn't it?
Karnizis, his first choice for his country. And the Napoli sign from Udinese. Long ball launched forward to little effect. Has gone out of play for a throw rather than for a goal kick. And Lazio with the opportunity potentially to hem Napoli back in inside their own defensive third. Hamsik. Responsibility on him this season to play in the role that Jorginho had under Sarri, in the centre of the three midfielders. Jorginho, most notable departure from Naples over the course of the summer. And the offside flag up. No complaints from Immobile.
Yeah, but there's the intelligence. Look at his movement there, playing off the last defender, just goes at a little bit too quickly there, but he's always trying to play on the shoulder of that last defender. Just lost a bit of concentration there, that'll annoy him.
Insigne. Making the run. Crowd loving that. Calm piece of defending. Koulibaly. Zielinski. Second chance from Mario Rui, given away ultimately by Hamsik. Savic ending up on the deck, telling the referee what he thought of the non-decision.
I tend to agree with him. I thought it was a foul.
Now Luis Alberto. Isai able to mop up the Albanian fullback. Cherby, one of the summer arrivals. He signed from Sassuolo in a €10 million deal. Straight into the starting lineup for Lazio tonight, continuing an outstanding record. He hasn't missed a league game in the last 2 seasons. Milinkovic-Savic on the turn. The space in front of him swiftly restricted. Working it wide, but he got rid of the ball. He didn't see what he was expecting to see out of the corner of his eye.
They just look very ragged at the moment, don't they, Napoli? Struggle to get into the game. I know it's only 14 minutes in, but you expect a little bit better. The quality they have in their team.
Well, they had what would be politely described as a mixed pre-season. 1-3-1 against Dortmund, an outstanding result, but lost 3-1 to Wolfsburg, and most significantly 5-0 to Liverpool. Liverpool were a week ahead of Napoli in terms of their pre-season preparations, with the Premier League having kicked off last weekend. And nevertheless, it was a result and a performance in many ways that sent shockwaves through Naples, particularly defensively.
I'm sure questions were being asked very early of Ancelotti's methods then, pre-season. It's always going to happen because of the season they had last season.
Excellent play by Luis Alberto. Marisic. Pirolo with the movement off the ball. No shortage of targets, but he's missed them all. Caceres able to keep it in and keep the move alive here for Lazio. Radu. Milinkovic-Savic. Like a lost cause, still he goes. In the end, it's taken Hamzik to come back and dispossess it.
What a wonderful little battle that was. A lump of turf. That was on the surface there. Really good passage of play. The referee allowed it to go on, rightly so.
Squeezing it through Insigne. That was very speculative.
It's worth an effort. With his quality, he gets it totally wrong. And this was really pinged at him. He does well to get it under control with his chest, but then final effort, leaning backwards, no real conviction behind it. A happy bunch, weren't they?
Well, I think Latito will be pretty happy with the way the Lazio have played so far.
The better side by far. More intent. Anything you'd think of. Napoli have said, right, let's first 15-20 minutes, let's keep it tight. We'll expect a bit of an onslaught from them. And let's get our game sorted and go on the offensive.
Given away by Marisic. Ancelotti bellowing instructions, trying to get his message across. Hamzik. Nice deflected. Milinkovic-Savic. It could have worked quite well for Napoli. Alan. Insigne. Display of strength from Hamsik to back from Luis Alberto. Here's Raul Albiol, now in his 6th season in Naples, after signing from Real Madrid. Hisai.
A bit negative from Napoli. Insigne had a good chance of turning when the ball came to him. He passed it, what, 25 yards back.
Zielinski! Strakosha at full stretch. Some way wide in the end.
Not the worst effort you'll see. Well, worth a chance here. Checks inside beautifully, tries to guide it to that far post. The keeper had got it well covered. A little bit too easy there, trying to bend it in that bottom corner, but as you say, quite a way wide in the end. It's probably the best moment of the game so far.
Just taking a little bit of time to get going from an attacking perspective. Lazio with decent possession. Struggling to make too many inroads into the Napoli penalty area with the quality that's necessary to create chances against Karnezis.
Well, there you see a problem. That long ball was played up to Immobile, who wins the ball in the air really well. Nobody within 15-20 yards of him. So he's more or less chasing his own flick on.
Cherby with the covering run. Alan.
You just feel the league needs more competition from other teams you'd expect in there. The AC Milan finished 31 points behind Juve again last season. That's unacceptable. And you can perhaps see why Italian football's in a little bit of turmoil. Didn't qualify for the World Cup. What's coming through? Are the youngsters coming through? What's the next batch of players going to be like? Just desperately needs a really competitive league with more than just a couple of teams involved.
Napoli last season led the league, of course, into a 4-2 home defeat to Roma in early March. They got back within a point of Juve after beating them in Turin, but ended up 4 adrift. It's an excellent season for them to get 91 points. It was more points than any other side has ever got that has ended up not winning the title.
Staggering that, isn't it?
No consolation for them, but no. Staggering nonetheless.
But that just shows you how dominant Juve are. Now Cristiano Ronaldo's booed there. It could be even worse for everybody.
Cáceres, former Juventus player, of course. Won 5 Serie A titles with Juve.
They have to get players around Immobile. Again, it was played up to him. Again, he's a lone figure.
Napoli haven't been able to get the ball to Kayon at all, really, in the game so far. Koulibaly that had the attempt to the long ball forward. Karnezis leaving this to his defenders. Immobile setting it up for Luis Alberto. Decent opportunity midway through the half. He would have expected to do much more.
It's excellent from Immobile again. Look at him, the intelligence and the timing of the run. I said it before. His movement's excellent. His awareness there is superb. The finish is just poor. He does brilliantly here. Look, he looks up, plays it perfectly, and it's 6-7 yards wide. He's not happy. I'm not surprised.
Carlo Ancelotti back in Italy this season after 9 years abroad with Chelsea and PSG, Real Madrid and Bayern. It's a very difficult, different task for him this time, because he's taking charge of a side that hasn't recently won their domestic league.
Well, they're just going for his experience. He has masses of that. But has he got enough to unhinge Juve? Well, his team have started. Doesn't look like it at the moment.
Glittering CV that Ancelotti has. Led Milan to Serie A in 2004, to a couple of Champions League titles as well. Luis Alberto was waiting, but Delia couldn't squeeze it through. Koulibaly stepping up from the defensive line and getting a second opportunity to find a teammate. Milik making his way through the middle. Scoop towards goal, but wide in the air from Hysaj, the right back.
Oh, we're saying, what's he doing there? It's really good to see. Saw the opportunity, got himself in the box, and the technique wasn't the worst, you'll see. Just didn't hit the target.
Now at the other end, Immobile dealing with three, beating them all, and Lazio have a deserved lead. Prolific last season, it's taken him less than 25 minutes to break his duck in the new campaign.
That is quite magnificent, but it's absolutely abject defending. But it's his movement again. I mentioned it before a ball was kicked. His intelligence, his movement, he plays off the shoulder of the last defender, and he should not have been allowed to finish this as he does. But finish he did brilliantly. I mean, you watch this, where it comes from now. Play it out from the back. There he is, by himself. Bad defending initially. Now, 3 against 1. Look at that. Got it. That is absolutely the worst defending at this level you will ever see. Take nothing away from him. He's brilliant, he's honest, and his composure to finish like that. But the 3 defenders, well, I'll tell you what, it's not even Sunday afternoon defending that. The 3 defenders within 5 yards cannot stop one man. That's a massive problem for Ancelotti. Wonderful finish, still had a lot to do, but my word, that is rank bad defending.
Well, the defensive deficiencies that were highlighted spectacularly by Liverpool in pre-season have just come to the fore again. Ciro Immobile with his 68th goal in 89 appearances for Lazio, just 4 short now of 150 goals in his career. How well he's reinvented himself after that ill-fated move to Germany.
He's only 28 still as well. Just hitting his peak now, which it certainly seems that he is.
Radu was claiming the boot was raised too high by Cajon. It should have been an indirect free kick. It will be a throw the other way.
And going back to that goal, the 3 defenders there, you could throw a net over them. 2 should have gone, and 1 should have checked centrally and stayed away from the other 2, just in case he checked inside as he did. But all 3 got sucked towards the ball and just got punished for it.
Albiol, probably the one of the 3 that you would have expected just to drop off. Stop that check inside Immobile, though, instinctively and brilliantly, making and then taking the chance. Work to do for Napoli.
I have to say, to be honest, they have been quite dreadful in this first half so far. They've rarely threatened, they've given the ball away cheaply a lot of the time. They've not got the front 3 involved at all. And I feel sorry for Cajon because he's hardly had a kick. Not got him involved at all. Insigne's flitted in and out as he does. Milik has not really been involved. Midfield have been starved of the ball and chasing things more because Lazio have been far superior on the ball. Ancelotti won't have liked watching in this first half.
Well, last season Napoli conceded only 1 goal in their 5 away games to top 6 opposition. That was here, scored by Stefan de Vrij. They've already conceded in the opening 25 minutes of this game.
Well, you just look at that pass there. I think they're discussing that on the bench. I think that's about the 3rd or 4th time you've seen a ball massively overhit, nobody near it. They look like a team at the moment who don't enjoy what they're doing.
And from Koulibaly climbing over Milinkovic-Savic. Here's Cáceres. Koulibaly with the dominant touch again.
Extravagant to say the least, but why not? Comes out, try and catch the goalkeeper. Now, look at that. I mean, you could honestly throw a net over, but the finish is magnificent. Still got to do that. Dear me. Every time you watch it, it gets worse. And for somebody like Albiol, 32 years of age, 51 caps, to get caught out like that, don't expect to see that.
It's not as if it's a new defensive unit either. They're very familiar with each other's game. It's the back 4 playing tonight that played last season. Alan trying to emerge with possession and succeeding as well. He eventually was the player that was caught by Badelia. The crowd thought that possibly Alan caught Cáceres before that. And it's a free kick to Napoli.
Again, the Lazio players surrounding the referee in his face. Got to be careful. I thought Alan does really well. He is very honest, tries to keep going, tries to stay on his feet. The referee's had enough in the end. I think they should have had a free kick. I'm not so sure. I agree.
First set-piece opportunity that Napoli have been able to create, and it's taken half an hour.
Strakosha's not had a save to make yet, has he?
Won't be fighting for overtime, will he? Ball in from Callejon.
Oh, it's well defended by Hamsik.
That's gone out of play for a Lazio throw.
Well, saw Napoli on a few occasions last season, and this is certainly not what I expected to see this evening. Can only improve.
Ancelotti said that he asked President De Laurentiis not to sell the key players. Said he kept his promise. This squad doesn't need an overhaul. That was Ancelotti's thinking. Now they might be able to create something. Callejon. And find Milik and capitalise on a rare moment of Lazio defensive insecurity. Could be the catalyst for a counter-attack, although Koulibaly's there ahead of Immobile. Judging by his reaction, probably caught him. Here's Hisai. That's a Napoli throw. Insigne. Callejon. Milik the target. Firstly by Acerbi, then by Cáceres.
Well, there's another one of those balls I was talking about earlier. Just hit to nobody.
Some disconsolate faces amongst those Napoli players and management. Just a poker face from Simone Inzaghi, who knows there's a lot of hard work left to be done, but I'll be very pleased with the dominance that his side have shown so far. Napoli coming more into it latterly. And another free kick here. Alan, the player that was fouled.
You can't fault the referee for trying to play the advantage. It is a foul, it's late. The referee's spot on. Again, he could have got a yellow card out for that. It's late, it's not a good challenge. And again, for me, a yellow card. The referee's so close to it yet again. He's a couple of areas, look, a couple of yards away. How can he not possibly give a yellow card for that and the one we saw earlier after about 7 or 8 minutes?
Insigne. Hamsik. Ball was overhit. Milik's run was blocked off, which is what he was complaining about. Acerbi and Radu doing a good number on him. Luis Alberto.
One of the rare sloppy moments from Lazio in this first half.
Insigne. Zielinski. And still Insigne goes. This is promising from Napoli. Until the finish. Caught in two minds. Did he look for Milik? Did he look for the far corner?
I think he looked for the far corner. He gets lucky here, but he doesn't make the best of his luck. Tries to curl it far post, just gets it totally wrong. He's only got one teammate in the box there. Couldn't pick him out. Milik saying, why didn't you pick me out there? Look at the space I was in. But goes for goal. Normally you expect him to do a lot better than that.
Rare source of concern for Simone Inzaghi.
Will that inspire Napoli on a little bit? That opportunity certainly needs something to.
His side. Alan. Koulibaly. Mobley offside.
And again, look at the position he takes up. That won't worry him. Again, he's got free. Again, just, oh, it's a fraction in it. Look where the assistant is there. That could easily have gone in his favour, but as I say, that won't worry him. He got space, he got time again, and it wasn't by extravagant movement, it was quite comfortably done.
Napoli beginning to string the passes together here. And then the move breaks down.
Well, to sound like a broken record again, how many of those have we seen this first half? Those overhit passes, half a dozen to nobody. Like you said there, they kept possession better than kept it in the first half. It was crisper, they moved it quicker. The final ball was just awful again.
Haven't been able to find the space between the lines that was a hallmark of Sarri ball. And perhaps team selection tonight plays a part in that. The fact that it's Milik rather than Mertens who gets the nod up front. Mertens the more mobile of the two. Mario Rui. Easily stopped.
Oh, Mertens must be sat on that bench thinking, what am I sat here for? Top scorer last season.
Alan. Cajon. Zielinski, nice turn by the Polish international. Deflection takes it onto the bar. As close as Napoli have come.
That's a lot better. The movement's better. Crispness of the passing's better. Gets his shot away early. Big deflection. Would have been a little bit of luck behind it, but still a lot better.
Hamsik. Mario Rui heavily working it round the corner for Zielinski, and he couldn't quite find Milik. All of a sudden, Napoli asking some pretty pertinent questions here. Corner.
That's more like the Napoli we know and love. They're moving the ball a little bit quicker in the last 10 minutes. Intelligence. That's big deflection there onto the bar. Must have thought he was in trouble there. Strakosha. Now the ball put across. Tries to fling himself at it. A bit too much pace on it, but it's their best passage of play in the first half so far.
It's led to their first corner. Milinkovic-Savic using his height to get it away. Decent effort back in from Albiol and put into the net for 1-1. All eyes on the flag, which never came up. And Napoli, at the end of their best period of the game, are back on level terms with a goal from Arkadiusz Milik. And it's one apiece.
Oh, Lazio players are surrounding the referee again. I'm not sure why. The man down, was it deemed a foul? They think something happened off the ball. Corner was a good one, kept it away from the goalkeeper. And there, I think that's what they're talking about. It's Koulibaly's connection here. Difficult to see there. Should have done better, the goalkeeper, though. Parried it straight back into the path. And it's an easy finish there for Milik. I'd like to see that challenge again close up. You've got to do better than that. Look, he's done nothing with it. He just parried it straight back into play. Push it either side, and you're successful with it. But what he did there was just poor goalkeeping. Happiness all over their faces. No wonder just before half-time.
Delight for the travelling Neapolitans. This was the challenge. Radu ending up on the deck.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Decent strike initially, but the keeper has to do a whole lot better than he did, and I think he'll know that. Milik just had the simple task. And there's Koulibaly again. He's all over the back of him, without a doubt. On that angle, that's the best angle we saw, and you can understand now why they're a little bit upset, because then Koulibaly's involved again. He doesn't put it in the back of the net. Calling for the stretcher.
And Radu lying stricken, then played everybody onside.
Yeah, I think the problem was there. He didn't win the first header. There we go again. There's the header one, and he collides and takes him out. And as you say, he's prone on the floor. Yeah, he's gone right through him. I mean, that's not good refereeing. Those angles we saw there, but even then, when the shot comes in, the goalkeeper should get his team out of the trouble there.
It looked as though Acerbi signalled across to the bench there that the change wasn't necessarily imperative. Looks pretty imperative from that view. Still, the debate and the discussions continue. Ancelotti in heavy discussion. Has he been disallowed?
Oh, confusion abounds. Oh, there's a lot of cheering going on around the ground.
It has been disallowed. I think they come to the right decision. It was far from clear for those in the ground exactly what decision had been made.
Oh, join the club.
Play resumes with the free kick and it remains 1-0.
The first angles we got, it didn't look a great deal wrong.
Now he's in again. And this time Strakosha makes the save.
That's better. Got his near post well and truly covered there. He's coming back on.
3 minutes of added time. VAR, Gianluca Rocchi, the man that made the decision to disallow the goal.
Well, good VAR there, good on it, because we saw not the first angles we got, the later ones just proved totally that there was something wrong.
Alan. As half-time approaches, Napoli are on the front foot, but can they capitalise on the advantage that they've had, the head of steam that they've been able to build up over the last 10-15 minutes or so? Radu, as you can see, back on. Now bandaged to the hilt.
Some debatable VAR decisions, I thought, in the World Cup, but that one certainly helped out there.
Mario Rui. Insigne. It away. Good first contribution since having Koulibaly go right through it.
It's a different Napoli to the first half hour, isn't it? That's part of this first half. A lot more impressive.
Here's Milik. Insigne with an excellent ball over the top, and Milik makes it 1-1. This one will count, and Napoli are back on level terms, right on the stroke of half-time. He's had one disallowed, but Napoli, with Arkadiusz Milik, will go into half-time on level terms.
This was beautifully constructed. Insigne does brilliantly here, look at this. Great movement, unselfish, nice tap in, roof of the net, still has to finish it well. The ball from Insigne is absolutely brilliant. The layback is excellent, and the finish still not easy because he's under pressure. He's still got to get it on target. Just make sure he gets it under that crossbar. And you have to feel that Lazio didn't learn. They switched off again, lost a little bit of concentration, didn't close down enough. Should really have been going in 1-0 up.
That now means that Milik has scored in each of his last 3 Napoli appearances. in competitive games. He scored in his last 2 pre-season games as well, against Dortmund and Wolfsburg. And that contribution sees Napoli go in at half-time, level at 1 apiece. They thought they got themselves back on level terms about 5 minutes beforehand. Carlo Ancelotti still chuntering away, furious that the initial equaliser was ruled off by the VAR. But Milik did score, and the two teams go off at half-time dead level. It's Lazio 1, Napoli 1. A straight swap at centre-half at the start of the second half for Lazio. Well, can Napoli maintain the head of steam that they'd built up? Or will Lazio be able to start this second half in the way that they started the first, where they were completely the dominant force until they took the lead? Confirmation of the change made at half-time by Lazio, and Luis Felipe off injured, with a leg problem, and Bastos on to replace him.
What you want as a manager early in the season, key injuries, key players. Interesting to see how Lazio respond now, because they were dominant. They did have opportunities, but give credit to Napoli. They came back really well. They came back strong. They deserve to be on level terms.
Alan. Hisai. Milik. There's an attempt to win a free kick on the edge of the area by Zielinski, who dived into Bastos.
Yeah, I felt he was blocked, but I agree with you. He seemed to throw himself at his opponent.
Will be a source of concern for Lazio that since Immobile scored his goal, they just haven't been able to get him into the game at all.
Well, they've not been able to get any support to him. That's the problem. They've had to defend a lot deeper than they did in the first part of the first half. When it did come up to him, he was totally isolated. Although the one time it did and he scored, he did brilliantly.
Milinkovic-Savic. Player who remained at the club despite speculation of a €40 million deal with Milan for a loan with an option to buy. Leonardo yesterday confirming, Milan sporting director, that there were no talks at all. It's such relief for the Lazio fans here tonight that Milinkovic-Savic remains as part of the Aquila setup.
Yeah, there's a big problem when you have young gifted players. Everybody else comes prowling around to try and take them off you. I just feel it would be good for him to stay and learn his trade a little bit more.
Given away by Radu. Now an opportunity for Milik, who's got options either side of him. He's gone for goal himself. Couldn't hit the target.
I'm not sure his teammates were impressed with that. It didn't look a bad effort in the end. Again, you see Lazio giving the ball away in a bad area. In the next minute, this happens. On the back foot defensively, tries to curl it top corner. That's well wide. Hits it all wrong. Hits it straight, doesn't get any whip on it.
Cáceres. Mobley crowded out. Callejon. Delia in with the initial challenge. Lazio without Felipe Anderson, of course, who was the principal departure over the summer, signing for West Ham. Stefan de Vrij, who actually scored in both games against Napoli last season, left for Inter on a free. Anderson Sale balanced the books. They spent the money they received for him on the Cherby, who starts tonight. Correa, Berisha and Domisi, who don't. Hisai. Mario Rui. Alan. Zielinski. Insigne. Mario Rui.
This is a lot better. It's like night and day, isn't it? The change from Napoli. First half an hour they were so sloppy in possession. Since then they've moved it quicker, looked sharper, making Lazio really work as a team.
There was some pretty heavy ammunition to bring off the bench as well, in the form of Dries Mertens. He will feel he's got a point to prove after 22 goals last season, although he did have a poor end of the campaign.
It's understandable sometimes that people tail off when there's a World Cup coming. Want to be included. Don't want to get themselves injured.
Through for Immobile. Easy decision for the referee. It was Radu that committed the foul, catching Cajon.
Yeah, straight through the back of him again. The referee had a good look at it and didn't deem it yellow. And he did make the point that he was one of the more lenient referees. He'll certainly proved that this evening so far.
He's had a few opportunities to produce yellow cards, hasn't he, that he's turned down. Nobody has been cautioned so far.
Not sanctioning that he should give yellow cards willy-nilly, but the ones that we've seen usually would get a yellow card.
Has refereed it consistently, though.
Yeah.
Caceres winning the free kick.
It's just one of those little niggly ones, isn't it? Just clips his ankle.
Koulibaly. Hisai. Header away from Bastos, now Mario Rui. Insigne. Clever layoff from Luis Alberto. And an opportunity now to drive forward. Ciro Immobile makes the run. It's the only target, and that made him easy to mark.
Could have gone right though, couldn't he? Had a willing runner to his right, but trying to pick out the main man. Just left it a little bit too late.
Bedelia. Caceres. Back in towards Caceres. They'll have to make do with the corner, but it's the first of the second half, and it goes Lazio's way.
We need to lift this crowd after conceding just before half-time, and this move certainly did that. You heard the noise around the stadium. Maybe one pass too many there. But, as I say, get themselves a corner.
Luis Alberto with the delivery. It was a potent near-post flick. And Immobile can't believe that he's missed.
Well, the one man you want it to fall to is that man in your picture. Didn't look the best of corners, but it was made so by that lovely little flick. Just seemed to get him around the midriff, didn't it? There, nobody's picking him up, which is a concern. Just the wrong height for him, just couldn't adjust his body. And probably better trying to get it across back into the danger area.
Milinkovic-Savic. Mario Rui kept honest by the work rate of Immobile, who's done really well. And the short's pulled there. Referee allowing play to go on.
I would have preferred a free kick there. And he took his shorts off.
Now the counter-attack is on for Napoli with Zielinski. Insigne. Hamsik, his 502nd Napoli appearance. Pass intended for Mario Rui, who has got a problem. Insigne recognised that. Able to keep the move alive, although Napoli continually forced backwards.
Talk about Hamšík's appearances. Look at his international career for Slovakia, 105 caps, some going, still only 31.
Yeah, 700th game for club and country should come in the autumn, which is an extraordinary record for a 31-year-old.
Incredible.
Hisai. Callejon supplies the width outside him. Hamsik. Marasic gambled and lost. Here's Mario Rui. Milik let it run. Radu did enough. Milinkovic-Savic, the man that he found on the edge of the penalty area. Lazio not happy because they have a man down. They've got two men down now as Caceres is caught.
Well, the team that looked so confident in the early stages of the game now looking very nervous. A little bit high, but a little bit extravagant going down there. Worse than it looked. And here's that flick, beautifully done. There's a touch that might just have put him off. That second touch just came around his midriff and it right in the centre of his body, and find it very difficult to go with one foot or the other.
Yeah, decent defensive header in the end from Koulibaly, because it took it just the wrong side of Immobile as well.
Yeah, didn't know a lot about it, did he? But did enough to put him off.
Marasic was the player who was down after the block challenge from Mario Rui. A player in his second season, signing from Ostend in Belgium, the Montenegrin international. Game that both sides will feel is there for the taking with just over half an hour to go. They will have seen enough of the way the opposition have defended to believe that they're going to have enough to win it. Insigne. Zielinski. Callejon had made a good run but needed the ball to be played first time. It's a more conservative approach as Hisai plays it in. Alan flicks it down and it's a brilliant strike from Insigne that gives Napoli the lead for the first time in the game. They've come from behind and Lazio trail to a moment of real quality.
Stunning finish, that's all you can say about it. Saw the one from Immobile in the first half, the cracking finish, but this is exceptional. They're patient, they keep possession of the ball. It's put in there, it's not defended. Lovely little touch there. I'm not sure he meant it, but it worked. Alan, you watch his leg just stick out here when it comes in there. Just puts it in the area, and look at that for composure. That goes like a flash into that top corner. Doesn't even take a touch. Stays calm, body shape's brilliant, the finish is exceptional. A lot of players would have taken a touch there before hitting that, but a player of his confidence, first time, top corner, thank you very much.
2 goals in a 15-minute period either side of half-time. Lazio on the final day of last season blew a 2-1 lead, ended up losing 3-2 and missed out on a place in the Champions League as a result. And tonight, at the moment, they've blown a 1-0 lead and trail 2-1.
You have to say, if you were picking anybody out before that went in, it did look like Napoli were the more confident team, the more likely team. They're making Lazio work really hard to get back. And that's because they're just moving the ball quicker. It's easy to get back when teams are having 3 touches on the ball, but if a team of players are picking the ball up, 1 touch, pass, 1 touch, pass, it does drain your energy.
Good link-up play by Milik. Callejon. Milik again, it's another good ball. Insigne wins a corner.
It's amazing how a game can turn. It just wouldn't have given Napoli a hope after the first half an hour of that first half. They were pretty dreadful, to say the least. The goal they conceded, although it was a fabulous finish, was poor defending. And all of a sudden they snapped out of it, and they look more likely winners.
Callejon's delivery. Cherby that got it away. Strakosha.
All the best, Immobile. See, he's kicked it. We've got the next player's just come into shot there. He smashed it, 60 yards up in the air, saying, right, bring that down or flick it on. Not a teammate within 20 yards of him.
I can understand Strakosha wanting to get the ball forward as quickly as possible, but at the right time.
Yeah, but if you're going to do it, somebody has then got to say, right, I'm going to break my neck to go and join in with him. And nobody did.
Lazio will make a change in a moment. Joaquin Correa is the player who's going to be coming on as their second substitute. Here's Immobile. Well blocked by Raul Albiol.
Tell you what, he's such a willing striker. He's so honest. He just runs and chases. Doesn't get a lot of help at times, but I just love to watch him play.
Interesting to see who comes off. Whether it's Luis Alberto, who had a really good start of the game but hasn't been able to influence proceedings too much since, and he's left Immobile as an isolated figure ahead of him. Here at the other end is Callejon. Nasser's defends it well enough.
He just couldn't get it out of his feet there, could he?
Fall from Milinkovic-Savic. Immobile again trying to hold it up.
Luis Alberto's not really playing up alongside Immobile. I think he's got to gamble a little bit. I think he can just say, right, he needs help. Let's maybe just play 2 up front. Just work that back 3 a little bit more, or back 4.
Ball in from Luis Alberto. Headed from Parolo.
I'll tell you what, you've hardly mentioned his name all night as well. Parolo, he's hardly even involved. Closes his eyes there, gets away with it.
That would be the other option, potentially taking off one of the more defensive-minded midfielders, Parolo or Badelia.
Yeah. Just give Immobile a little bit of help. You might just get something out of this game if you do.
Here come Napoli again. Mario Rui wins another corner. Napoli's fourth.
The problem is you don't want to go 3-1 down before you do it. That's the problem. How many times do you see that happen? The way Napoli are playing at the moment, they fancy more.
Plenty of shirt pulling going on. Corner number 4 is going to be followed by corner number 5 as it's put over the line by Badelia. Insigne works it safely all the way back to his goalkeeper, Carnesis. Can't get Joaquin Correa on the field. Cáceres. The enterprising attacking play from the Lazio wing-backs, which was so prevalent in the opening quarter of the game, has been almost non-existent since.
They're being forced to defend.
Zielinski. Insigne. Alan. Desai.
A little bit weary at the moment, Lazio.
It's been a tough debut for Badelia in the heart of the midfield. There's Mario Rui. Hamsik. Now, after he's been waiting 4 or 5 minutes, will Joaquin Correa be able to come on? It is Badelia who will make way. One new signing replaced by another. Former Fiorentina man who featured in the World Cup, being replaced by Joaquin Correa, the Argentinian international who signed from Sevilla in a €15 million deal over the summer, and who played in both the Champions League quarter-final and the Copa del Rey final last season. Much more attack-minded player than the man he's replaced, a winger by trade.
Something special to get back into this game. Just don't want to go another goal behind. Good to get him on before that could happen.
Amadou Diawara, the Guinean midfielder, getting ready for Napoli. Still got all 3 changes left at his disposal, Ancelotti. Nicely done by Milinkovic-Savic. extricate himself from a tight little corner. Radu. And still Radu goes. Correa. Back by Albiol. Lazio switch things around now to a back four with the Radu playing at left back. Cáceres has moved out to right back. The first opportunity Radu's had to show some more enterprising attacking play down that left flank.
Yeah, but there's only Immobile in the box again.
Napoli's first change is Diawara come on for Hamsik. How would you assess Hamsik's performance today in a slightly deeper role?
I think the first half he was non-existent. He was guilty as anybody of giving the ball away. But as soon as everybody switched on, he started getting more involved. You know he's got the ability to bring it out from the back and play it. His quality will tell as the season goes on. It's always difficult, that first game. So much expectation. Just at times he flattered to deceive. He's got so much ability, and you think, go on, show us. We should see more of that from him.
Radu. Alan. Insigne for Zielinski. Diawara.
Ancelotti would be quite happy while they're doing this, just keeping possession, just making Lazio run.
Insigne. He's caught off the ball, play goes on, Callejon. Alan trying to stride forward. Slightly unorthodox defending. Insigne stayed down.
The arm straight up in the air, wasn't it, as well? Ball played out. To see what sort of contact there was there. He's all right. What a finish that was, by the way. God dear. Talk about postage stamp. A bit lucky with the Alan toe poke there. I'm not sure he knew what was happening, but I'll tell you what, Insigne did. It's a beautiful finish.
And it's brought Napoli within 20 minutes of yet another win at Lazio. It will be their 6th in a row against the Achille on this ground. Alan. By Luis Alberto, the long ball forward, Immobile again, chasing willingly, obediently.
Well, there's his teammate, the next one coming into shot, 15-20 yards behind him again.
Throw from Correa. Luis Alberto.
Thankless task at times, isn't it, for Immobile? As willing as he is, desperate for help up there.
Milinkovic-Savic, good strength and persistence from him. Immobile, it's Luis Alberto. Has he taken too long? Well, he got the shot in, but the offside flag was up anyway.
I think it went up straight away, to be fair. Did look offside when it came. Oh, it isn't though, look at that. Straight up the flag though. He's got that one wrong, hasn't he?
And of course, when there is VAR, you would think that the Assistant referee would err on the side of caution in moments like that.
Absolutely. Still a decent save. Looked offside. Live play, but again, the smallest of margins. Just shows you what a difficult job the assistant has got at times.
Milinkovic-Savic. Bastos. Cáceres.
Immobile pointing where he wanted the ball. The problem Lazio have got, they know they've got to go for it, they know they've got to get back in this game, and the more men they commit forward, they know that Napoli have got the players on the break to cause them real problems.
And they'll have another one in a moment, because the pace and trickery of Dries Mertens is going to be introduced with 15 minutes remaining.
That's a good decision for me, that. Fresh legs. Really intelligent player. Capable of making things happen around that 18-yard box.
18 Serie A goals from last season after 28 the year before. He's going to come on here to replace Insigne. You would imagine that would be a straight swap. Mertens, earlier in his career, used to come in off that left flank before being converted to a central striker.
Just took a little knock though, didn't he, Insigne? Yeah, you can see him grimacing there. That's where he got it. Collision. And Correa. You think you've got rid of one quality player, and look who's coming on.
Another who featured extensively at the World Cup, played in 6 of Belgium's 7 games and scored against Panama.
It was one of the goals of the tournament, wasn't it?
Correa.
Again, Immobile not happy. Felt he could have had the ball delivered to him.
Just having that knee attended to by the medical staff on the Napoli bench. Handball.
A little bit unfortunate there, not intentional. It's really strange how things have changed when you get an injury. Not so many people there to help you with ice packs and everything.
Just a sponge in your day, wasn't it?
They just took the pads off and that was it. Just watch the game, there's nothing else there.
Immobile. Decided well.
In full flow there. You just feel he could have played a teammate in to his right hand side, but he probably felt right. I've not had that much the second half. I've got off a chance here. Maybe he could have got his shot away a little bit earlier.
Bastos. Napoli destined to start the Ancelotti era with a win. They were only beaten in 3 league games all season last year. Only 1 away in Florence against Fiorentina. Beaten at home by Juventus and Roma. Some season last year they dropped only 11 points on the road. Here's Alain. Now Zielinski. 3 against 2 if they can work it cleverly. Here's Mertens.
The ball wasn't a good one, was it, to Mertens? Put him wide.
Correa. Up on the right flank now.
That first touch, wasn't it?
Napoli will feel, with just over 10 minutes remaining, they're in complete control here. There have been very few periods where the leaders looked a fragile one. Carneses hasn't had a difficult save to make in the 20 minutes that Napoli have been ahead.
Yeah, again, it was Mertens that time asking the referee why he wasn't given a free kick. Thought he was kicked from behind.
Diawara. Milik. Alan. Cáceres. Bastos has tackled himself. Knew that his side had lost their shape defensively merely because of where he'd had that indiscretion, and as a result did everything he could to stop the throw being taken quickly by Mertens. Very effective, if slightly cynical, match management from Bastos there.
Yeah, again, it could have been a yellow card, couldn't it? The referee could have deemed it like that, but he still hasn't given one, has he, with 10 minutes to go?
No, that's correct. Milik. Mertens couldn't find a way through. Lazio need to get their passing game going again here. Luis Alberto. Maricic. Isai having to stretch every sinew to get it away. Second ball, a much easier one to defend.
I think the goalkeeper gave a big shout there. Taking the pressure right off his defenders. The nail biting going on now.
And there. Mertens.
One thing you've got with Milik still on the pitch, he's an outlet, isn't he? Under pressure, you know you can target it towards him and try and win it for you. When you've got a fresh pair of legs and Mertens, you're still a danger. Koulibaly does very well there. Knew what was around him. His goalkeeper would come and claim.
Radu. Bastos. Cáceres. Maricic has seen the precious little of the ball since being moved forward into a more advanced position down that Lazio right. Switch to 4-4-2 hasn't been an effective one for them yet. Correa.
For me, that's going to go across the face of the goal. I think you're trying to be a little bit too clever there. Alan does really well there. Knew exactly what he was doing. A number of times the Lazio players Gone into the referee's face. See why the referee gave it. Not once but twice he could have given it. Very good play there from Alan. Takes the pressure off.
Zielinski is the final Napoli player to make way. It's a milestone appearance here for the Croatian midfielder, who's coming off the bench for the 50th time for his club. He's only started 7.
Not a record you're wanting in your career, is it really?
Correa. Napoli dominant in possession.
Until that moment. That was poor from Alan. Apologises to his teammates.
That advantage of 61-39 they have in terms of possession is even more marked in this second half. You know, it's up near a 70%. Radu squaring up to Callejon.
What's that all about?
Mertens, Callejon, Radu for a corner, and the pair of them might exchange a few words again.
Is that it again? What is he doing? Talking to the wrong man there, referee. Talk to the other one. That's twice he's done it. It was Radu who came towards him again.
Everybody placated for now. In from Callejon.
It's a poor corner, isn't it?
So the ball goes out of play. They're not going to be able to bring Cataldi on. He'll be the last player introduced here for Lazio. He was glad to be back within the home team squad. He was loaned to Benevento last season, for whom he scored once. A goal coming against his parent club. Now they will be able to make the change. Capaldi for Parolo, a straight swap in central midfield, just fresher legs with 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining.
Tell you what, when you look at Immobile, you think, why didn't anybody come in for him in the summer? Didn't go to a World Cup. Scored all those goals last season. Strikers are a rare commodity in the form he's been in. And I think he's the sort of striker who could play in England, who could play anywhere.
Well, unless the people having a look at him decided that the poor spell that he had when he went to Dortmund counts against him, that he wouldn't be able to do it abroad. But his record at Lazio speaks for itself. 68 in 89 now is a magnificent set of figures. Here's Cataldi. Milinkovic-Savic. Caceres' ball in. He was hoping that it hit Mertens on the arm on the way through. Nothing given.
I think some of the money you've seen paid for some players, you think, well, crikey, he's worth more than them, and he'll score you more goals if he gets the service.
Immobile. Right on cue. Cataldi. Almost able to thread it through towards Cáceres. Correa.
It was given away poorly, wasn't it?
A vocal reaction from Alan to putting the ball out of play for a throw. Here's Correa. That's a corner.
Just delayed it, didn't he? The opportunity to put it in, and just a little bit of delay, and gave the defender the chance to get the block in.
In from Luis Alberto, and hits the woodwork. Napoli so lucky. Luis Alberto again. And too much on that. Chance comes to nothing. Napoli get into stoppage time with the lead intact, but only just.
Look at Cornelius, he's furious. It's a cracking corner, it's a decent header. So unlucky to see it come off the frame of the goal. He got that near post cover, but I'm not sure if it hits the target. He saves it, you know. Comes across, there he is, but the power, if it gets it on target, I think it sneaks in there. It's still so unlucky.
So nearly a debut goal for Acerbi.
He's furious. Four more minutes to, well, 3 more minutes now to try and get that equaliser. All Napoli have got to do is see this game out, keep possession, get fouled.
Oh, it was late drama in the Juventus game earlier, where they scored a 93rd minute winner. Can Lazio change the destiny of the points in a similarly late moment of this game? Here's Cajon. Napoli happy just to keep this ball in this half of the field at the moment.
Oh, what a block. What a block. You think this is 3-1. I thought he might go into the corner flag. He doesn't. Puts in a beautiful ball there, and you think goal. What concentration here. Didn't know much about it, but he knew he had to slide across. His blind side, and he did absolutely magnificently there.
Corner does give them the opportunity, you would imagine, to run the clock down a little bit.
Well, there's nobody in there, as you can see. Just keep the ball down there.
As the ball was played back to Mertens, he's offside. Bastos. Lazio's need is desperate. Just too much on the ball for, and Correa hasn't hurt himself.
It's good defending. Knew exactly what was going on there. Knew it was overhit. It was going out, despite Correa's valiant effort to keep it in. There's goes to head it. Knows it's going beyond and out. That's good defending. This time from Albiol, who didn't defend the goal particularly well in the first half.
Crowd frustrated as Bastos works it back for Strakosha, but everybody forward for the Albanian now. Napoli get it away, back in from Bastos. Helped on by Luis Alberto. That's the referee seen. Free kick given. Can they create one last chance? Everybody coming forward. Now or never for Lazio. Bastos into the hands of Carnesis. And it's going to be never.
Should be it.
Sure, this will be the last kick of the game. Well, they had an immense start to last season on the road. Napoli won 12 of their first 13 away games. That was under Maurizio Sarri. Now under Carlo Ancelotti, there's a different feel about the partner pay, but still off to a winning start away from home. They've come from behind. Ciro Immobile gave Lazio a lead. Milik cancelled it out in first half stoppage time. Insigne with the winner. And it finishes Lazio 1, Napoli 2.